The other two that I had mentioned that keep us in victimhood is that sense of shame and regret. And shame and regret to me it's very much like blame, only instead of saying that it's that thing outside of us or that person outside of us that is causing us to be unhappy, we are pointing the finger back at ourselves and holding on to whatever mistakes we've made, whatever poor choices we made that didn't turn out the way we wanted to, and just diminishing ourselves, degrading ourselves, saying, look at this mistake. Look at how you have done this, and now you cannot be happy because of it. And certainly there is nothing wrong with feeling remorse for having done something, for not having shown up at our best, particularly if it's caused any kind of hardship or difficulty on anyone else. Certainly feeling a sense of remorse in that moment is perfectly appropriate. But the impulse of God, the impulse of love, could never be to hold us in a place of feeling bad. The impulse of love is simply for us to learn, to see a better way of being, and to move into that way of being. You know, it's just to point us in the direction that the remorse that we're feeling, the bad feeling, is just to say, okay, you fell out of your connection with love here. So come back. You know, all love is trying to do is call us back into love, call us back into joy. You know, have you ever experienced a situation where someone, you know, pointed something out to you, a wrongdoing that you did, and you realized it and you were contrite and you apologized, but they just kept harping on it? Or have you ever witnessed that and they just keep harping on it over and over again? I was in a grocery store a few weeks ago where a dad was with his son, and I don't even know what the son had done. It was clear to all of us in line, it probably wasn't just about what the son had done. The dad was probably in, you know, something else going on. He was in a bad place. But his son kept saying that he was sorry, and he just kept going over, you're always this, and son kept saying, I'm sorry, and we were all just standing in line going, he's sorry! Stop it! Doesn't that just feel so incredibly unproductive when that happens? So why do we do it to ourselves? Why do we keep revisiting those ways that we haven't lived up to our highest potential and just keep harping on ourselves? I think there's maybe some underlying sense that if we forgive ourselves, that we're giving ourselves permission to just act any old way and that we'll repeat the mistake. But, you know, we can admit to an error, learn from it, and move forward without having to carry the pain of it. And I think there maybe is some belief in consciousness that if we carry the suffering, that makes us good people. You know, if you suffer, there's something very noble about that. That's not, love would not want us to suffer. Really think about it. When you love a being of any kind, do you ever take any pleasure out of seeing it suffer? You don't. That is not the nature of God. So I think in those situations, we just want to tell ourselves, my divine nature is bigger than this error. My divine love in me, my creativity, the goodness in me is greater than any wrongdoing, any past choice, anything I have done. I can learn from the mistake, move forward, and move into greater love. And the final thing that I wanted to look at this evening, another one that I think we'll find in the suitcase of our consciousness that we can really examine and decide maybe we should set this one aside, is the expectations of how things have to be. As expressions of God, we are always looking for ways to bring God's nature into expression. So we are points of creativity to perceive how love can be expressed, how joy can be expressed. So we will constantly have ideas of some new kind of relationship, some new business venture, some new activity that we might want to engage in, whatever. And that's our divine nature, to keep to stay open to the ideas, and then when we perceive some and they really resonate with us, to move in the direction of bringing them forth into manifestation. That's how all the good that has come into our lives has come out of that impulse. That good is enough in us perceiving ways that it can take shape in our lives and us moving in that direction.